Hi, I'm Bailee King and I have Tourette Syndrome. Tourette Syndrome is a neurological disorder that causes involuntary noises and movements called tics. There's two main tics, kind of. Motor tics, which are the movements, and vocal tics, which are obviously noises and or shouting words or anything. I was first diagnosed with this when I was 5 years old. So I first started showing tics in preschool when I was about 4. My preschool teacher came up to my mom and she told her that so my first tic was a blinking tic. So she told my mom, she was like, I've noticed your daughter is blinking obsessively, but they normally do that to attract attention. So for the longest time, my mom thought it was just because I wanted to get attention, which wasn't true, obviously, but so it was a while after that. We were living in the Texas Baptist Children's Home, which is for single moms. And I remember my second tic, and this is when she knew that it was not just an attention thing. My second tic was a head jerk like that. And we were watching TV, and I was doing that, and she was like, "Bailee, stop!" And I looked at her, and I said, I can't stop. She was like, "Yes, you can, stop." So I had to move next to her because it was bothering her, so she couldn't see. And the thing that really told, that was what started her, to worry, but the real thing was I would do it in my sleep. So, I would tic in my sleep, and that's when she decided to call the doctor. So, I went through about a year of them trying to diagnose it. I had so many surgeries, so many hospital visits. They had it, one of them, every month I would have to get my blood drawn to see. That was when we found out that I had pandas. But that's not really that relevant. But, so also in the process of me getting diagnosed, they diagnosed me with other comorbids, which are other little disorders like OCD, ADHD, ADD, sensory processing disorder, which I have, and auditory processing disorder, and a whole bunch of other ones like that. But it was a year after all of that when they finally diagnosed me with Tourette Syndrome. And me and my parents were really scared because we didn't know what that was. I didn't know what that was, and all they knew it to be was what TV shows, which is cussing, which actually only happens to 5 to 10% of people with Tourette's, and that's called corporalia. I think I said that right. But it's not really something that people should joke around about, and it's definitely not something that you should broadcast like that, especially a rarer form. If you're gonna have Tourette's and you're whatever, at least have a good demonstration about it, but yeah. So the comorbids I have are OCD, ADHD, anxiety, and sensory processing disorder. And my end goal in life is to spread awareness about this, because it's really not a fun disorder at all. and it's like really hard to live with. Like, imagine you not even having control over your own body most of the time. Like, when I tic, there's literally nothing I can do about it, and it's so embarrassing. Like, it causes me to have like anxiety attacks and stuff like that. So like lately I've been having a really hard time because I've had these new face tics, and yeah, it's not very fun. But I personally want to be an advocate about it because I don't wish this upon anybody. Like, you could be a murderer and I still don't want you to have it. Like, it's not good. So, now I'm going to talk about the pros and cons about Tourette's. Obviously, there is definitely not a lot of pros. There's definitely a lot of cons, though. But I'd have to say one of the pros would be it's I wouldn't say a better person, but it's made me more understanding, like, and accepting. Like, I know what it's like to be different, so it's easier for me to understand people who are different, even though we're not different actually, but that's a different video. I'm just kidding, it's not a different video, but I'm cutting that out. So yeah, that's a pro. I guess another pro, kind of, would be it's really like helped me realize that like I may have it hard, but some like other people have it worse, and it's kind of taught me to like, actually, Tourette's has like made me realize that like anybody who has anything wrong with them, like a disorder or like a what's the word, defect really actually isn't different at all. We're all still humans. And like, people judge people for their differences. It's what I say happens, but you know, our differences really aren't that different when you compare it to what we are. Like, we're all human. There's nothing that can say we're not, because everything says that we are. So the fact that we're humans makes us pretty much the same. So if you make fun of somebody because of something they have that you don't have, you're making fun of yourself. That's all I can say. Because like, you're making fun of another human being, and you're a human being. Like, what? We're not different. Like, people, that's how people classify other people, but we're not. We're not different at all. We're the same. So, yeah. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I never really technically got picked on, except for like, there was this one time that this guy kind of teased me for a tic that I had. It's like, I still have that tic. It's like actually the one that like stuck with me for pretty much forever. But he made like a pig face at me, and he would always give me dirty looks, and like other people would give me dirty looks too. But you know, at the time I was actually a little emotional, little kid, because I didn't know how to deal with it. So I didn't have all the knowledge I have now. But anyway, so pretty much all the pros. There's two. there's just two pros, but there's definitely a lot of cons to it. But I try to overlook those cons because in the end, I'm probably always gonna have it, so I may as well get over it. So, but the cons, pretty obvious, but they're embarrassing and they're annoying and they make me really exhausted and I have absolutely no control over them, over tics. But, and it causes my anxiety to go over the roof when I'm in public. Like that's why it's so hard for me to meet new people. It's because of that. It's not that I don't like explaining that I have it, but at the same time, if I meet the wrong person and I explain it to them, then I don't want their opinion to change about me. I guess it's kind of a ridiculous worry, but it's one that I have. So yeah, and I don't know, my motor tics are definitely worse than my vocal tics, so I guess that kind of makes it easier to hide, kind of, but not really. But I do have vocal tics, obviously, but they're not as out there. Like, I don't scream, I don't say words, I just you know. But if you ever see somebody that looks like they have Tourette's or they have something that you don't have, one, don't stare at them. I know it can be hard not to stare at people when there's something going on that you don't know what it is, and that's our instinct, but if it's something like that, don't stare, because it makes us feel very uncomfortable, and that's what causes anxiety attacks, which I had in the store the other day. But anyway, yeah. But also, actually, it may just be for me personally, but I don't really know if it's a pro to Tourette's, but music, it kind of it helped me discover that I really liked music and that I'm really good at music, playing instruments, and I guess singing too. Music is my outlet. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I rely on music. I'll go in my room and I'll just play away any song on either instrument, or I'll sing, or I'll listen to music, and it just kind of gets rid of it, you know, it's almost like I don't have it when I'm involved in music somehow. It's, it's become a big part of my life, and it's been really hard to deal with. But yeah, but I'm making this channel and video to spread awareness about Tourette's. So that's why I would tell people I need a lot of views, because I'm going to be spreading awareness about it. And this channel afterwards will become just an overall channel, but about Tourette's. If you have a question about it, put it down. If you have a question about Tourette's or me in general, I don't think you will, but if you have a question, you can feel free to ask me and I'll answer it in hopefully the next video or whenever I get enough questions. But yeah, I will be continuing this channel as a vlog slash just about Tourette's in general and how I deal with it and stuff. So yep, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'd be happy to answer it for you. So, and share this with your friends so that they can know about Tourette's. And if they know, or if you know somebody who has Tourette's, definitely tell them to come to me. Because I love to give advice and help other people, because I know how they feel with this, and it's definitely not fun at all. So yeah, I guess that's all for now. So bye.